Hello, I'm Amy. I work at the Electrical Academy as the Apprenticeship Coordinator. We are here today with Sam from GreenSpark, and he's going to talk to us about his journey from being an apprentice to being a businessman employing his own apprentices. Thank you, Sam, for coming in and answering a few questions.
No worries.
What we wanted to focus on today was talking about your journey from apprentice to businessman and how you got there along the way, really.
Yeah, I mean, where do you want to start?
So tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so I'm the director of GreenSpark Electrical Contractors Limited. We're a domestic and commercial electrical contractor. Our office is based in Northfleet. At the minute, we are a team of 10, I think. 10, yeah. We cover all aspects of electrical work in the domestic and commercial world. Been going for 5 years now.
So can you tell us a little bit about your journey from the beginning, from what led you to get your apprenticeship and what sort of motivated you along the way, going right back?
I've done all sorts. Obviously, 16, you go and work as quick as you can and save up for a car and all that stuff. So I was working in Bluewater and I was like, this is not really what I want to do. I wasn't great in, I'd done all right at school, but I couldn't concentrate in sixth form and ended I left that, ended up going to college and studying media. Because that was the only thing I'd done all right in sixth form. Yeah. I went and done work experience in an office and I was looking around, I was like, oh, this ain't it for me. So I was like, I need to be doing something with my hands. I move around a lot, so I can't sit still usually, so I was like, I need to do something with my hands. And I just was calling around all different companies, electrical companies. I went out on site a few times. I've done some bricklaying, done some plumbing, bits and bobs, and I saw an electrician on site and I was like, that seems a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more testing. So I went and I was on the yellow pages, I can't remember what it was back then, going through, just ringing all the local companies, being a bit of a nuisance, sort of, I was him again, ringing, stuff like that, and then eventually I got one to bite, done an interview, smashed the interview, got the apprenticeship, away I went.
Perfect. So obviously that was your first challenge, was getting the apprenticeship, knocking on those doors, being that sort of that squeaky wheel. What sort of challenges was it that you faced during your apprenticeship? How was it that you sort of overcame those?
I mean, you go from a boy to a man pretty quick. You're not given any choice. Site life puts hairs on your chest almost, for want of a better saying. It's you have to learn what's required of you. You go from being in school where you can get away with this, that and the other. Can't get away with that on sites. No. You're in people's houses, you have to act in a certain way. You're around all these clients, you have to be on the money. But not only that, you're working with something that can kill people. It's dangerous, causes injuries if you don't do it right. So you get a level of responsibility, you have to step up, you have to work as a team, look after your team members as much as expecting they'll look after you, Communication's really huge in that. So I had to really grow into my role and get some confidence, find a bit of a voice, not be the youngest on site. You have to just step up, throw yourself into it, get it done.
So you've identified there quite a few key skills, that teamwork, that work ethic.
Massively, yeah.
What sort of skills is it that you would look for in an apprentice for them to take on?
Yeah, confidence is always one. Being able to communicate, and think for themselves. I say the most asked for quality is sort of being able to think on their feet and think for themselves and use their initiative more than anything. Initiative is every time I interview an apprentice, I sort of focus in on, we're going to give you a trial. If I can give you 1 point, I use your initiative. Think about what your electrician is going to need next. Last time he was using that drill, doing that action, what did he need next? Have it for him ready. Your electrician will love you. He'll treat you even better because he knows that you're listening. He's showing your worth. So
you currently have with us 2 apprentices.
Yep.
You have one in their first year,
yep.
and you also have one coming up to their last year of their apprenticeship. So they're obviously hitting some milestones that you might have faced in your own apprenticeship.
Yep.
What are the biggest milestones that you can remember?
I remember the first one was, I know it sounds silly, but Mike probably doesn't, when I was being asked to do my own fuse board. Right, here you go, boy, this is yours, you do it. And I was like, I've seen you do this a fair few times, but it's like, right, you almost have to dust yourself down and go, right, how do we do this? And you really, really think in, because when you're younger, a fuse board's quite a big thing, So yeah, that was the first point. And when I got that done, I was buzzing. I felt really pleased with myself.
Perfect. So those milestones throughout your apprenticeship,
Yep.
hitting each of those has now led you to where you are today, being now a businessman and taking on your own apprentices.
Yep.
What was it like, that jump going from an apprentice to having your own company and then taking on other apprentices?
I was mad. It still is mad. Every day I'm like, what's going on? No, in all seriousness, it is crazy. It's, you're trained to be an electrician, not a businessman. So, but the best thing you can do is you can put your working morals to the front. So one thing I always tell our sparks and my apprentices, think about the next person in behind you. You want them, when they're working on your install, to go, this is good. This is really good. Do you know what I mean? Not go, oh, who's done that?
Yeah.
It's not what you want. So
get a good name for yourself.
Exactly that. So sticking by sort of that, being fair, not being greedy. I was lucky. I worked with some really good electricians through my time as an apprentice. A couple of older guys, old school, but then some newer, younger guys. I had a bit of the best of the both, and they kept me down the straight and narrow. As an apprentice, I remember one of them pulled me aside and he said, the one thing I want you to do, other than initiative, he's the one who drummed initiative into me. Oh, okay. He said, the other thing I want you to do, he said, I want you, because there was another apprentice on site, I want you to put in your mindset that you want to be the apprentice picked to work with the electrician every day. They're going into our boss's office and going, can I have Sam today? Not can I have the other fella? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What sort of advice would you give to apprentices that are now finishing their apprenticeship and looking to sort of go out on their own and start their own company?
Yeah. Again, confidence is huge. Walk before you can run. Take your time. Be patient. Don't throw yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself. You'll mess up. Mistakes are okay. Yeah. You learn from them. You might underprice a job. Don't drop your standards because you're chasing a bit of money. If you underprice it, learn from it, suffer it. Don't do it again. Really, really believe in what you're doing. Be confident in what you're doing, and the results will get you to where you want to be.
So obviously you're in a great position now. You've gone from owning your own company to having apprentices. You've got 2 apprentices with us now. How is it that you have found your journey with us with your year 1 apprentice and now your year 3 apprentice?
Yeah, brilliant. I've known Mark, Kev and Anya for years. They were actually teaching at the college when I was an apprentice. When I found out they had their own thing going on, I was all over it. I was like, this is the place. Unfortunately, I found out after my first apprentice, he's with a different training provider. It was too late for him, but I found out just as one of our apprentices was starting his apprenticeship, and he had already started with a different provider. I pulled him straight out, made the call, got him straight over here, and he was absolutely buzzing with the decision. He thinks it's probably one of the best decisions we would have made for his career going forward with the college and training providing side of apprenticeships. When I got my latest apprentice, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. This is where he's going. It's the best for them. It's the best place to be.
Here at the Academy, we pride ourselves on that our tutors have that hands-on experience, have that on-site experience. How do you find that helps your apprentices when they come back to you?
Yeah, hugely. One of my apprentices, who's near the end of his time now, he's really keen and he's always coming back asking more questions. The Academy, they've said this, what do you think of this? How do we put this into practice? We're always explaining stuff to him. Whenever I come here as well, just have to say, the respect that goes between student and teacher, per se, is brilliant. The kids here, apprentices, all really respect everyone here. And they almost go from boy to man or girl to woman, don't they? In the workplace, and between having the right training provider and the right place of work and support network that we all form together, it does wonders for them.
Right, it's been brilliant talking to you, Sam. Thank you so much for coming in. You've given us lots of information, lots of advice for aspiring apprentices. So I really appreciate you talking to us today. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Appreciate everything you do for us as a company and our apprentices. Thank you very much.